Hello, 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 and welcome back to the topic where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm Dr. Darin Baskin, the Executive Director for the Weekend in Honors Colleges. We're here every Thursday afternoon when HCC is in session, live at 2 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. And you can also follow us on social media at Houston Community College District and watch us on HCC TV via your local cable provider. Today, we are joined by one of our most outstanding programs that we have here. It is the trucking department. I love these guys because they move stuff for us, right? So, HCC Resource Department, Innovative Grants Department supports HCC mission by securing and monitoring uh, and strengthening institutional programs, which includes improving student services, enhancing instruction, and expanding our workforce development training. Today, we will continue our series of highlighting our grant projects with Martin Garsee, who is the program director for our commercial trucking driving program. Welcome to the show, Martin.
Thank you, sir. It's a joy to be on with you again today.
Hey, I'm looking forward to this conversation. Just a quick side note, I was in the military for a little while, 10 years or so, and one of the things that I did was logistics. And so I worked with truckers, I worked with the logisticians over there, and we move stuff from point A to point B. So I have a great respect for the work that you guys do.
Well, that's good. And when you get the itch again to do that, we'll just come on over and we'll get you trained and may even get you to teach some for us.
Hey, listen, don't tempt me with a good time. So
it will be a good time.
So how about you give us an overview of the HCC Commercial Trucking Driving Program?
The program's been in existence for about 27, 28 years. We do Class A and Class B training, CDL training. We train around 700 to 800 students a year. And we do training for a lot of local companies here in Houston. We call that contract training, where they bring their employees in for training. And then we do our open enrollment, where anyone can come in. They can start the class. We go through the permit process. We go through all the entry-level driver training requirements that are mandated by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. And then the success of a student is coming out with a CDL license. And then companies like today, we have honored to have Werner, some representatives from Werner, and a former student of ours that's working for Werner. Companies like that will continue their training. And so they'll go out into the industry and they'll continue to train with a mentor, with a trainer for a few weeks, and then they'll slowly ease out on their own. So in 6 weeks, if it's full-time, or 12 weeks in part-time, a person can have a life-changing career that will benefit them for the rest of their life.
And you made an amazing point when you said in 6 weeks, this could be life-changing. That is amazing. And just think about it. 6 weeks from now, your life could be totally different than what it is right now. And I'm pretty sure that with this grant program that you're about to talk about, that this is going to make it even simpler for our students to be able to have this life-changing experience. So you were recently awarded a grant. And that grant will benefit my favorite community, which is the veteran community. So tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, which is part of the Department of Transportation, does grants every year for people to get into the truck driving industry to help the shortage that's out there. And these grants are specifically for the veterans, and they've expanded it. So it's not only for the veteran, it's also for the veteran's spouse. And so a person that has been in the military and come out, and then all you have to have is your DD 214 showing that you were you were in the military and you have a honorable discharge, and that qualifies you for the grant that we have. It pays all the tuition, the fees, and everything. We also, as you know, Houston Community College has a great veterans program that has certain if you meet the qualifications of different classifications, and I'm sure you have them on at some point, can talk about that. But this is strictly here at the truck driving program, and we're awarded a grant to train 30 veterans and their spouses over the next. We have about 9 months left on that grant, so we're excited. They come in and just filling out a short piece of paper, not a lot of red tape to do this. It's one of the most simple things. The reporting's on my side a little bit difficult, but for the student, it's just great, and it helps that veteran that has served our country faithfully. It allows them to come in and have no debt, no anything. Doesn't take away from their normal military benefits. It's definitely just free to them, and we're excited. This is the 5th or 6th year that we've been able to have this. There was a little hiccup during COVID, but other than that, we've had the grant pretty much throughout for the last few years. So we're excited.
And you made another great point, and you led right into my next question. Just as well as the veterans served, we also know that the spouses served also. Whenever a veteran serves, so does their family. So to be inclusive of the spouses into this program, I think is simply amazing. And how can veterans learn more about this program?
Well, you're always welcome to come to our facility. We're at the Northeast campus of Houston Community College. That's where the majority of the training takes place. There's a lot of information online. If you go on HCC website and in the search engine type in truck driver training or just trucking, pop up. But it has our schedule, has our locations, our office hours, all that type of stuff. But we're more than happy to help you. Our telephone number, and I think that at the end y'all will roll our phone numbers and contact information. But it's our main number 713-718-8200, and that gets you information. So it's relatively easy to find us. We've been around for a long time. We're right at the intersection of I-10 and 610 East, located where all the trucking companies are, and close to the ship channel where a lot of freight is moved. And so we're right in the heart of that, training people to be safe, professional drivers.
And I love it. You mentioned right in the heart of where all the truck companies are, and as you're saying that in your background, there's trucks driving by. So how amazing is that? Listen, I think you guys do an amazing job, and we do know that veterans and their spouses make really good employees. So we just know that because there's a lot of discipline that goes into being a soldier, and a lot of discipline going with being a spouse of a soldier. And so, what extra benefits do you think a veteran or a spouse of a veteran can bring to an employer?
Well, Werner will be able to answer that better than I am, but what I hear from all companies that hire veterans and our experience is veterans are disciplined. They're used to training. Typically, they're used to being deployed somewhere, so they have infrastructure in place sometimes that the average person may not have, as far as being able to take care of things while they're out. And while truck driving is a great job, it's not a traditional 8 to 5. So they can adapt, and we know that companies go really strong for the veterans because of those benefits that they come. And then, of course, they've had a lot of training, and like you mentioned, logistics and that type of thing. So much of the military has to do with the transportation industry because y'all move all over the world, all the time. So y'all are used to that. So it's a good fit.
I agree 100%. And I like the fact that we partner with our community partners to bring this to full fruition. So, hey, it has been great talking with you today, Martin. And I'm going to come down there just to talk about this. So you're going to see this face again.
Absolutely. Come on down.
Okay. When we come back, we'll talk to one of our truck driving program partners, Werner.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
Welcome back to the topic. We're exploring a recent grant to our commercial truck driving program, focusing on opportunities for veterans, my favorite community to focus on. We're joined today by soon to be one of my best friends, Jafi Roskey, who is the Senior Manager of Military Programs, Apprenticeship Program Manager, and the Driver Ambassador Manager for Werner Enterprises. Welcome to the show, Jafi.
Thank you for having me on today.
Hey, we're excited. We love our community partners. We love when we can get with good partners who look out for our students and definitely who looks out for veterans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So give us an overview of Werner Enterprises. Let me know where I'm going to be working at next.
Well, I hope you stay with Houston Community College, but yeah, absolutely. Werner Enterprises delivers truckload transportation logistics services to our customers in the United States, Canada, Mexico. We provide to our dedicated service customers our one-way truckload services as well as logistics services that include truckload brokerage, freight management, and intermodal and final mile. We just added that.
Oh, wow. So that sounds like a 360 logistics company that includes truck driving. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, we give a wide variety of opportunities to our truck drivers. It's not just the over-the-road experience for our truck drivers anymore. They can do the local, the regional, the over-the-road, so we get plenty of opportunities for them now.
I love that. I love the idea of not just focusing in, like you said, on the driving, but being a holistic company for the drivers to be able to grow and achieve more than just the driving experience. I love that, Jafi.
Yeah, the economy's changing. The way the customers are thinking and delivering freight, we have to change with that. So we have to provide that lifestyle for the drivers as well.
Oh, perfect. I love it. So tell us this. What do you do at Werner?
Well, how you described me at the beginning, I am the Senior Manager of Military Programs. I've been with Werner for 12 years now, actually next week. So within that role, I wear many hats. Martin can tell you that. I manage 3 apprenticeship programs, truck driver, diesel mechanic, and transportation manager, along with our awards program. I manage our Operation Freedom Fleet. Those are our military-themed trucks that go up and down the road. And then all of our veteran hiring initiatives at Werner.
Oh, wow. I love it. Did you come from a veteran family, or do you have veterans in your family?
My grandfather was in the Navy, but I actually served 9 years in the Air Force.
Well, let me say thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And thank your grandfather for his service as well.
Yes.
And so I'll pose to you the same question I posed to Martin earlier. Why are veterans such a good fit for both the truck driving industry and all of the outlining industries that you have and Werner in general?
Yeah, this is a great question. Veterans typically possess those transferable skills, the ability, first and foremost, why we're here, to operate heavy vehicles. Their military training, which often includes, handling challenging situations. They work well in structured environments, like remembering the trucking regulations in our industry, and there's a lot of them. Many veterans have direct experience with logistics and transportation, like you, from their time in service. But on top of this, we really like at Werner their leadership, their integrity, their communication. Those are all the parameters that fit well within our industry.
And you have really touched on something that I do find near and dear to me, is the concept that veterans have so much integrity, and that fits well with so many companies. And when companies are looking to hire and they're looking to hire these veterans, that's like one of the major pieces of information that they get from just hiring a veteran.
Yeah. I think what's instilled in us from the military, either, those hard skills or soft skills, the integrity, leadership, communication, we all have, our own values that we look at ourselves. And if you don't have that integrity when you're going into a job, I mean, we want that, and we know that veterans come with that.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And I think just the idea that Warner works so well with veterans bodes well for your company also, that veterans are more than willing to come and work for Warner because they understand the commitment that Warner has made to their professional development and also their career trajectory and their career growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Perfect. So the industry has several programs for transitioning service members and veterans who are entering the industry. Can you expand on that for us a little bit?
Yeah. When we're all transitioning out, we all go through the TAP program, or that transition assistance program. And in this, they're going to learn about programs like the Skill Bridge program or Career Skills program, where they get to talk to employers like Werner. But there's other avenues where they can obtain a CDLA through schools like Houston Community College, where they can utilize their VA educational benefits. But there are other programs like registered apprenticeship programs, where I talked about how we have 3 of those. But there's also federal programs or federal funding, like we talked about at the beginning, the CMBOST grant. There's also the military skills test waiver, where essentially what that says is they're going to do the skills waiver. They're going to void that out, and they only have to take the knowledge test for those that are currently like 88 mics in the military. That's a great way that we've hired a ton of service members right into the industry. They even have the even exchange program as well. But the industry is very supportive of our service members, and quite honestly, our military spouses. We tend to forget those, but we shouldn't. But if you want a career in the transportation industry, I mean, reach out to companies like Werner Enterprises or schools like Houston Community College, who have the resources to connect to the military members and set them up to a successful career path.
Yeah, I think you've made some great points. These were great points. And let me say this. I appreciate the shout out for HCC. Listen, we can never get enough shout outs, in my opinion. But so I appreciate that shout out coming from you. And so let me ask you this. If a veteran is interested in joining Warner, give us an idea of how they can do that, how they can go about just finding the information.
Yeah, we have a website that is solely for veterans. They can go to WernerHiringHeroes.com. They can find more information that's all veteran focused, or they can simply go to DriveWerner.com and find information on there.
Oh, that's perfect. And also, let me say again that thank you for your service. It takes a special type of individual like us to join the military and to serve others. And for that, I want to say thank you, and thank you for your service. And please thank your family for your service as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on again.
Hey, Jafi, this has been amazing. My new BFF. We're going to talk later because I might need a job once I get this this certificate from Houston Community College, and I'm gonna need a job. So look out for me, okay?
All right, will do.
All right. When we return, we're going to talk to a former student who now works for Warner.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to the topic. We're exploring a recent grant with our commercial truck driving program focused on opportunities for veterans. We're joined today by one of those veterans, Matthew Ward, a professional driver for Werner. Welcome to the show, Matthew.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me on.
Hey, we're happy to have you on. And let me first start off also by saying thank you for your service.
Thank you for your support.
Yes. So let's jump into it. Can you provide us some background to your military service and what did you actually do in the military?
Yes, I was a CBRN specialist, which is a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear specialist on the MBCRVs, which are reconnaissance vehicles, and on a Stryker platform, where I was the driver, and we would pull missions doing just reconnaissance for chemically contaminated environments.
Oh, wow. That by itself was a mouthful. And it just goes to show that a lot of people don't understand how careers work in the military. And you actually just mentioned about 4 careers that all align with the career that you ended up doing.
Yes, sir.
So that's perfect. When I was in the military, I was a 92 Yankee, and people call those supply specialists or supply sergeants. And so I worked with all avenues in the military, every job I worked with, because in order for anybody to get anything, guess who they had to come to, Matthew?
Supply.
You already know it. So very good. Thank you. Thank you again for sharing that with us. So why did you choose your career in trucking?
It just seemed like a natural transition from the military, and I really like the independence that it gives you. And a lot of veterans have trouble transitioning into the civilian sector, and it made it easier where I can just be by myself, get things done the way I want to do them, and just be self-sufficient.
Yeah, I think you're correct in that. A lot of times, being able to call your own shots and do things the way you want to do them actually helps to be more productive than having someone always standing next to you say, do A, B, C, and D.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So what advice would you give to other veterans who might be considering a career in trucking?
I would say talk to other veterans who have made the switch and see what their experience has been. There's a lot of great opportunities in trucking, especially the companies that value your military experience, understand what kind of driving fits your lifestyle. And coming from the military, you're used to a unnatural schedule in a way where it is structured, but Mondays you could be doing like a 12-hour shift, a 24-hour shift, and it's kind of all over the place. So it does fit the unnatural kind of work schedule that you have to deal with while you are in the military, instead of like a regular 9 to 5 or something.
Right, I definitely understand that, and so share with the veterans out there your own personal experience. Share with the veterans something that has helped you along this trucking career.
Something that's helped me along this trucking career.
Yeah, like a piece of information that will help them make that decision.
Let me think. Oh, that's a good one.
No, don't worry about it. So how about this right here? If you was trying to convince me to do trucking, tell me one thing you would tell me.
Okay. Well, compared to when I first got out of the military and the jobs that I was taking on with really no experience in the civilian sector, compared to those jobs, trucking is night and day difference with the, not having to be in a busy environment around a lot of people. And it's just I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's easier. And with being able to just sit, drive, listen to music, do whatever you want to do. And it's a way easier lifestyle, I would say, than like working at previous jobs that I had where you're running around all day on your feet. And I really like it.
And so that I can appreciate, because I can tell you this, Matthew, without even saying I've been joking this whole segments about driving a truck, but that's not going to happen. You know why? Because I don't like to drive. But you know what I'm good at though?
What's that?
I'm good at being a passenger. Like
Yeah.
I can talk you through an 8-hour ride, but I don't want to drive it. So I can appreciate that piece of information that you gave us. So what aspects of trucking do you see that will make veterans a good fit for the industry?
Trucking making well, veterans, they have, like you guys were talking about earlier, integrity. They're reliable. You tell them something to do, they'll get it done. They know how to be self-sufficient and have their own single mission and achieve whatever they need to get done. They're reliable, and like I was saying, with the unusual schedules, they'll show up and they'll be there for the long hours, and they they come from, if you were coming from the Army, we have the Army values, and we believe in all those, and we try to follow those to the best of our ability. And we can, coming from the lifestyle of the military and it transitioning into trucking, it makes, I think veterans are probably the best fit for trucking because of their unusual talents and training coming from that military background.
Hey, I think you're 100% right with that. So let me ask you, in 30 seconds or less, why did you choose Werner as the place to go after you finished HCC? And thank you for choosing HCC, by the way.
Yeah, I loved HCC. It was a really good program. And when all the recruiters came to the school, Werner just sounded the best out of all of them. And they had the military apprenticeship program, which I really appreciated. And so I'm currently enrolled into that, which is great for me and my family. And they had a home daily account, which was really important to me, trying to secure. And they also had room within Werner to move around. A lot of other companies were one thing. Like you're either over the road for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That was your options. But Werner had a whole bunch of opportunities. And once you get in and start working there, you can then move up to wherever you really want to go. And you get the experience, you get the apprenticeship program, and then from there you can choose to move up to a different account. If it's not working for you, you can go over here. You can do nights, days, home daily, home weekly.
Oh, well, see, you have all the benefits that are there. So thank you, Matthew. And thank you for joining us on the topic. If you enjoyed the show, follow us on Facebook and YouTube at HCC Community College District. To listen to the topic and more at HCC TV programming, visit hccs.edu/podcast. For the topic on HCC TV, I'm Dr. Darin Baskin.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing.